friends, Dan Cooper here from DC Discovers, and in this video I'm going to walk you through some important information about temporary visas that you should know if you're thinking about moving to Australia. For a quick background on me, I quit my job and moved to Sydney from New York City 4.5 years ago, and I was able to land a job with a visa sponsorship, but it definitely wasn't easy. So in this video, I'm going to tell you some of the things that I wish I had known when I was making the move. I've held 4 visas in my 4.5 years here, which was definitely unnecessary, but I'm gonna walk you through all of them so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. We'll make it a little bit easier for you. Couple quick notes before we begin. I have included some important links in the description below, so definitely make sure to check those out. Additionally, if you've quit your job and need to find a new one when you get to Australia, you're gonna wanna watch the whole video. If you're moving here with your current company and they are sponsoring a work visa for you, feel free to skip ahead to visa number 3 in the video. All right, let's talk about visa number 1, the electronic travel visa subclass 601. So this is solely a tourist visa, so do not enter Australia on this visa if you are looking to work here and live here. It does not serve that purpose. So electronic travel visa subclass 601, not the one to enter on if you want to work and live here. Visa number 2, the work and holiday visa or the working holiday visa. That's either subclass 462 or subclass 417. The main difference there is which country you are coming from. So if you're American like me, you will be on the 462 visa. If you are coming to Australia from the UK, for instance, you are going to be on the 417. That is the main difference. It's just which country you are coming from. So either of these visas will allow you to stay in Australia for up to 1 year, and you can work short-term jobs. So think about being a barista in a cafe or a bartender. You can work for one company for up to 6 months, but no longer than that. So it's meant to be short-term employment to provide you with income to supplement your Australian vacation. You can gain an extra year of eligibility on this visa if you do farm work. So you will need to do farm work for up to 3 months, and that's actually things like picking fruit. And if you do that for 3 months, it grants you a second year of eligibility on this visa. So as mentioned, if you are moving to Australia and you are looking to start a new job, so you have not moved over with your current company, you have quit your job and you are looking to start a new one here, your new company, whoever hires you in Australia, is going to want you to start working on this visa. And there is one very good reason for that, and it is because it costs the company nothing. You pay for it yourself. Now, it's not overly expensive. The 462 is around $485, and the 417 is about $450. However, the company does not need to pay for it, so they don't have to take any risk at all up front in hiring you. And so while you are working in those first 6 months, you are going to be on what's called a probationary period. And so what that means is the company can fire you essentially at any point without any major repercussions. That is, of course, not the case if they have sponsored you on a longer term work visa that costs them a lot of money. So that's a really important thing to know. After you've passed your 6-month probation, however, while working on either the 462 or the 417 visa, your company will offer you a longer term work sponsored visa. Now, there are several of these, and the specific subclass depends on the type of work that you are doing. However, I and most expats who I have known have been on the 482 visa. That is known as the Temporary Skill Shortage Visa or the TSS visa. This visa used to be called the 457 visa. However, that was phased out a few years ago to make room for the 482 visa, which is the standard now. And as the name suggests, you need to be sponsored in a job that Australia has listed on a skill shortage list. So what this essentially means is the Australian government has identified that there is a gap in the labor supply for that particular type of professional. And so as such, they have essentially given private companies permission to go out and find that labor and import that labor and those specific skills from other countries, because there are not enough people in Australia who have that particular set of skills. Now, this is very important to point out. If you are looking to change jobs to another employer while you are sponsored on this work visa, you are going to need to find another employer who can pick up that visa for you and employ you in the same type of job that you were doing before. If you're looking to make a more significant career move that would require a different type of visa, you need to apply for the whole process all over again and get a brand new visa. Now, the reason this is challenging is because that whole process will restart the clock for your eligibility to apply for what's called permanent residency, or PR, which brings us to the fourth visa that I have been on and the visa that I am on currently. So number 4 is visa subclass 186, permanent residency. Now, even if you don't want to stay in Australia forever, there are a few really big benefits to getting PR, which I'm going to point out to you now. Number 1, you get access to Medicare. Number 2, you become eligible for better private health plans. Number 3, there are little benefits like even being eligible for a better phone plan, if you can believe it. There are a lot of little things like this. And number 4, the biggest benefit of all is you are now eligible to test the job market. That's because once you have PR, you are no longer tied to a work-sponsored visa. You essentially have all the same rights as an Australian citizen, minus the ability to vote. So if you're American, this is very similar to a green card. The other cool thing to point out about PR is that it gives you a pathway to citizenship in just 1 year. So as long as you have PR for 1 year and continue living in Australia, you can apply to become a citizen after just 12 months, which is pretty cool. So in the next video, I'm going to walk you through the entire process for applying for and getting PR. It was very painful, but it was definitely worth it. And I'm going to walk you through all the do's and don'ts and just give you a bit more information so it's not quite so painful for you. Now, if you have found this video helpful, please like the video, please share it with your friends, and even subscribe to my channel. That would be really helpful so that I can continue making more content like this for you. Thanks so much. See you in the next video.